Yeah, I remember hearing Akil's podcast. You guys were filming downstairs.
Yeah,
were
you were in the house?
Yeah.
Oh, mad. But yeah, that was a long time ago now. That was ages ago.
It was before the Zoom meetings and all of those.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Third Wheel. I'm one of your hosts, Hamish.
And I'm your other host, Aaron.
And today we're joined by Meera, who is Akil's sister. I believe younger sister, am I correct?
Yeah, younger sister.
So yeah, would you like to introduce yourself a little?
Hi, I'm Meera and I'm currently working in Nursery and I'm a mental health advocate. So my background from being depressed has made me really get into being more involved in the mental health system and making sure that we are heard in the Asian communities, as there's quite a lot of stigma still around it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's a lot to like unpack there, I guess, and a lot of places we can start.
Of course.
I think, first of all, when Hamish said Akil, for those that don't know, Akil was one of our previous guests who, I don't even remember what episode number that was.
16.
That was
episode 16, yeah.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so a long, I can't do the quick maths, but however many episodes ago. But yeah, I guess where would you like to start? Would you like to start on that stigma of mental health in Asia? Is that the best place you think?
Yeah.
I've seen as you've already like mentioned it.
Yeah.
So you said there like your like background and you've experienced depression.
Yeah.
So how like I don't know when did that like start? When did that happen?
Around I was 14 up until the age of 19, and then my hardest times were when I was about 15, 16. Because of that, it made me develop more and made me grow into the person who I want to become.
Yeah, that was during secondary school.
Yeah.
Was it like just all of a sudden, or was it like kind of a slow?
All of a sudden, yeah. I dealt with it through having family support. My brother, he was amazing at supporting me. My parents, and then also having to go to the doctor. And then last year, because of the lockdown, I became depressed. And what helped me now is going for walks.
So like the periods between, so you said like you first started when you were like, what, age 15, 16?
Yeah.
Was it 14, 15, around then?
Yeah.
So then did you feel like you were a lot better and then during lockdown it like came back, or was it kind of like it's always been there?
So I became a lot better and then during lockdown it came back.
Yeah.
So then during the lockdown, I used to be really fearful of dogs, but during lockdown I overcame my fear of dogs and now it's the best thing that has ever happened to me, walking a dog.
Wait, you have a dog now?
No, not us, but my friend's dog. Yeah.
I was going to actually say, I was going to mention to, this is like a side note. One of our friends, who was a previous guest, Krishna.
Yeah.
She actually started her own podcast recently. And she just recently made a post on Instagram where she was like introducing the hosts and whatever. And they said like one cool fact about them. I don't know if you saw this, Hamish.
I didn't read it. I saw the post. I didn't read it. I liked it.
The fun fact that the other girl on the podcast had was that she has like 16 pets.
16, wow.
Or something like that. I was just thinking of Hamish. Like that's probably something he's gonna have.
Are they all
that will be
dogs or cats?
I have no idea. I assume it's like, how can you have that many pets? Like, surely there must be like you're counting like a lot of fish. Yeah, you have a lot of fish, and
imagine
you count each one.
Fish and like...
She has 13 pets.
Wow, that's a lot.
That must be some high maintenance household, fam.
Yeah, I don't know how you deal with that. But yeah, so you said there like your family helped you, or like massively helped you through it, and Akil like especially.
Yeah.
But you also mentioned like the stigma that is around mental health in like Asian communities.
Yeah.
But like we're all Asian, and I guess you didn't find that within like your family?
No, I didn't find that within my family. So luckily, my family, they're all quite supportive, but just in general, not many Asians speak out about it. They think of it more as like a sign of weakness. So speaking out about it is really good to do.
Yeah. Have you like done like aside from kind of this podcast, have you
Yeah.
like spoke out about it?
I've done a TED talk for a charity,
Oh wow.
and it was all based around body image.
Where can people find it? Can people like watch it online?
No, so it was basically for like an interview to become
Okay.
a mental health advocate. I had to do a TED talk,
hmm
so I did mine around body image.
How was that like giving the talk? Was that something you liked speaking out in public kind of thing, or was it quite intimidating?
I really liked it because I felt passionate about it. If I'm passionate about something, I'll speak out for the whole day.
Yeah. I feel the same about Jesse Lingard. So it's the same thing. Actually, no, it's not.
Did you
It's
put him
definitely
into
not
your
the same
fantasy
thing.
team?
I did, but I didn't captain him.
Nah, captain him, bro. He's been doing bits for me for the last few weeks.
Yeah, no, that's like really cool. What age were you when you did the TED talk?
I think I was around 21. I'm now 23,
Okay.
so it was before COVID and everything.
Yeah. And then COVID. So you mentioned how it like seemed to come back. It came back over COVID. How was that kind of like, because I know a lot of people are saying they like feel trapped in their houses or like they can't go out and visit people, their friends and socialize.
So like it came around because just being stuck inside all day, and at that time I wasn't going to work,
Hmm.
so I didn't have any sense of like routine, or I couldn't. It was just like my day was waking up at any time, going to sleep at any time. Whereas now I have a routine
Yeah.
so I found work in the middle of a pandemic.
Okay. Well, okay, cool.
Did that help, by the way, with the mental health stuff? Or did that not make a difference, essentially? Like having a job?
It really helps having a job, having a routine, getting up at a particular time, going to work. It really helps because your day is more productive.
Yeah. Is it also like kind of something, I know it gives you something to focus on?
Yeah, especially with my job. It's a hard job and you have to focus. And like, I'm not sitting around in my pajamas because I have to get out and go to a physical workplace and not just stay inside.
Yeah, makes sense. I went to. Oh, there's something you mentioned, and I just completely. I had a question, but I completely forgot it.
I was gonna say, like, have you worked with? Because you're an advocate for it. So is that in the Brent region, in the Harrow region? Like how?
In the Harrow.
But wait, by any chance? So I've seen recently they put these posters up on the lampposts in this Brent and Harrow region, saying about vaccine and stuff. You wouldn't happen to be on one of them, would you?
No.
Either that or someone has the same name as you. Okay. And I read one of the
No.
captions. Okay.
No, not me.
I was going to say as well, like you mentioned earlier, how like going to doctors really helped. What's the process when you go to doctors and like say like something like you think you? I don't know what the like correct terminology is. Like, would you say you have? Like, what do you tell the doctors when you first like go see them?
So when I went to see the doctors, I explained to them what I was going through, like feeling sad all the time, not getting enough sleep, not eating as well. And then it's all basically around what you want as support, not what they want. So for example, they're quite happy for you to go on medication if you want to try it out, or have counselling if you want to have that.
Was counselling something that you did?
When I was younger, yes.
And how do you? Because we've talked about it before in a like previous podcast, how like if we would feel like we would like not necessarily even for mental health, just for like just general like for anything, just having counseling, like how it feels if you think it's a good thing to like talk to a stranger about anything really.
Yeah, so talking to a stranger is a lot more helpful because you can talk about anything and they're not there to judge you. Whereas, say, if you were talking to a family member or to a friend, they might be more inclined to judge you.
But do you think it could also be like they know you more though?
Yeah.
So it could help?
I think just having a professional to talk to, I think, is better.
Yeah. And it definitely helped you in your case as well.
Yeah, because like someone who's not related to me or doesn't know my past, like it's so much more easier to talk to them.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, I was also gonna say I will ask. So you know how you're an advocate, yeah. So have you worked with other like households or families, particularly Asian ones, I guess, whether either they're not open to it or like they are open to like, like discussing mental health of said family members or so, like, and obviously you don't have to share like any personal details because we don't want to.
Yeah. So being a mental health advocate, I've done more work around charity, so not around people themselves who are going through mental health. For example, I do quite a lot of charity work, raising money for different mental health charities and just helping to change different policies.
Okay, like so what kind of policies are we like talking about?
For example, like the Mental Health Act, I helped to give some input in that.
Okay, awesome. And then with the charities as well, are there any like particular charities?
Yeah, so Mind and Young Mind. So Young Mind is more for young people and parents, and then Mind is more for like any age.
Have you met a lot of people as well that have like gone through like similar experiences to you?
I have met some, but not too many.
Or even when you were going through it, were there people like you could speak to that had gone through it as well? Or were you kind of like is kind of by yourself on that?
So it was kind of by myself with that because there was no one else in the family who had gone through this.
Yeah. What would you say if somebody like a friend or someone like stranger like came to you and was like told you what you said you told like the doctor, like they're feeling sad all the time, they're having trouble sleeping? What's kind of what would be your advice?
I would help to support them and tell them, talk to someone about what you're going through, and if you find it too difficult to talk, write it in a letter, give it to someone who you trust, because there is so much support out there, and it's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength.
Yeah. I always found it hard sometimes, like if a friend like told me they were going through these like problems, I never knew whether I had to kind of always like constantly be like, hey, are you all right? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, how you doing? Like check up on them. Or if they kind of just want to be like left alone.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So some people do like being left alone, whereas others, they do like it when people ask them how they are, how they're feeling. Me personally, I didn't like it when my family and the people around me used to ask me all the time, how are you feeling? But just occasionally getting asked whether I'm okay, that really helped. Because when you're constantly being told like, are you okay? It then makes you feel like
you're not okay kind of thing.
Yeah. Because although depression is a part of you, it doesn't define you. Your personality defines you.
Yeah. And then does that link into, so we first got in contact through your Instagram page.
Yeah.
Which is one all around like positive quotes.
Yeah.
People should check it out if they have it. We'll leave a link to in the description. Does that like link in? Like, was it through your experiences that caused you to like make this page?
Yeah. So around 2017, I thought, you know what? Let me make a positive quotes page. And at that time, I didn't think many people would follow me, but so many people follow my page because it helps them. So when I was going through depression, I used to find reading positive quotes used to help me. So now all the quotes which I write, they're all my own quotes, they're all original, and then I post it online. I try to post each day, but sometimes that doesn't happen.
Yeah. When did you start it?
2017.
2017.
Yeah.
And you try and post every day as well.
Yeah.
So that's a long time to do it every day.
And they're all original quotes. So I make sure to type it up and then I check it on Google, see if it's like something similar to what someone else has written, I change my quote.
Good. So you don't, I see that.
That's mad.
How do you like come up with the quote? I don't know. I guess they're like anyone can come up with a quote, but it's like it obviously isn't something that you've just like not anything that you said. You've said like stuff that means things.
Yeah, so quite a lot of it comes from my experience. And then say if I'm talking to someone and I really like what they have said, I'll try and think of it like to make it into a quote.
Yeah. When you said there as well, like how you Google it first to see if anyone said something similar, has there been any time where you've came up with like a really good quote and then you've Googled it and then somebody else has already like said it?
Yeah, so quite a few times that has happened. So I've had to change it to something different. So because I like it being original, not anyone else's work.
Yeah. I hate when that happens. I come up with so many good ideas all the time, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, so many podcasts copying third wheel.
Yeah. Do you have like any, I know I'm looking at your page now. You've made over like 700 posts, but are there any quotes like that are your favorites?
I think my favorite is quite a lot of them. Of my favorites are to do with like body image and like not putting your worth on the scale numbers and instead finding your worth within you.
Yeah, body image is something that you've mentioned a couple of times now. Was that also a part of your mental health?
Yeah, so I never used to be a slim type of person. I always used to be like an average body, but especially within the social media world, you see so many pictures online of like so many filters, and you think to yourself, you don't look like I don't look good myself. And then, for example, with the Khloe Kardashian photo, I don't know whether you've heard about it.
No.
Go on, tell us what it's about.
She had a unfiltered photo on Instagram that she wanted it taken down. So that in itself shows to young people that you have to look a certain way, you have to look perfect.
Well, she wanted it taken down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did she post it?
No, she didn't post it.
Okay, someone else posted it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But just
well, she thought she didn't look good, so she wanted it. Okay.
But like that shows young people, especially girls, that you have to look a certain way, and that where there is no perfect body, everyone is like all those filters. It's not perfect.
Yeah. Was that just the kind of mindset that helped you get over it?
Yeah. So knowing that having a perfect body is not going to happen, and who defined having a perfect body? It made me realize it's about being healthy and being comfortable within who you are. That's what matters most. Yeah,
I think that's something. God tell you, Meera, I'm trying to get a six-pack at the moment, and it's looking. I've done it for a dare as well, for like a bet with Hamish and a few others. Not a dare.
This was self-inflicted. Yeah, don't drag us into this as
basically, I just wanted a six-pack, and I think that probably is to do with like this image that people like portray online. And I told Hamish and like a few of our other friends that if I don't have a six-pack by the end of the year, at some point during 2021, I'm gonna have to take them out for dinner, buy them all dinner.
Do you want to say where?
And to a place called Nobu as well, which is like a really expensive place in London. And at the time, I was really confident that I'll be able to do it. But yeah, I think, as you said, I think I need to accept that there's no perfect body, and I might just have to like just not get it because it's a bit hard, It's a bit tough.
Well, lockdown is ending soon, so you'll be taking your friends out to eat.
Yeah, see, lockdown was I should have lockdown was my chance. While I was at home, I couldn't go out. I might as well have like tried to get a six pack, but now we're gonna start going out. It's like it's looking a bit rote.
In the middle of dinner, but
tough.
20 minutes into dinner, Aaron's gonna leave and go for a run and come back and sit down and finish the rest of his dinner.
Yeah. I'm just gonna have to do some crunches on the floor, like halfway through Nando's. Yeah.
Have you also been calorie counting? I've been calorie counting. Yesterday was abysmal by me because it was Friday in it, so it was a cheat day.
No, I don't like him. Christian, remember when we had Christian on the episode and he was like counting numbers and makes it like listen. That's why I listened to that. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna count.
Yeah, that's something I don't do. I don't do calorie counting.
I try to do it just so I know a rough idea of what I maybe should be doing or shouldn't be doing. But it's also good to know when you're being super unhealthy. Like for me, especially because I feel like recently, especially over lockdown, it was too easy to get away with having unhealthy food.
Of course.
Nearly every day, or having a chocolate every day. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, if it keeps going over this limit, it's not good. So let's just not do that, and then see what happens. But then again, I say that, but every Friday, and currently I'm hitting 3,000 calories, and then every other day is like just under 2,000.
Yeah, but Friday can be your cheat day.
Yeah, that's what I tell myself. But then Saturday happens to be a cheat day as well after that.
every day. What about like fitness as well? Like general fitness, not like necessarily fitness as in trying to make your body look good, but like just you mentioned how like going on walks and like walking the dog, and a lot of people say I tried it as well. Like a couple months ago, I thought
walking
I'll start.
A dog? Whose dog, Aaron?
No, not. That's no comment. I started I tried to do a bit of running like a couple months ago, like to try and help get the six pack.
Yeah.
You know? But I sacked it off. I was just like, lots of people tell me how like they like running and like running's really good for their mental health.
I could never run.
Yeah, I was running and I was like, so I was doing it on like some BBC app where it was like
couch to 5K.
Yeah, couch to 5K, and it was cool because I could like select like an Olympic athlete to like be in my ear and like tell me, oh, you're doing good. Good. But then at the beginning of every run, they ask you like how you feel. Like they give you like a sad face, a neutral face, a happy face, a very happy face, or a very sad face.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, every time I'd just be like, okay, I'm feeling all right, you know, about to go for a run. And then once I've finished the run, they ask you the same thing. And each time I'm like, well, I'm not still happy. I'm like out of breath. I need like a drink of water. So every time I was just like less happy than I was before I started. So I was just like, you know, this doesn't work for me.
No pain, no gain in it.
This is why. Oh,
six pack goal.
I know. But where do you like stand on that? Like the fitness side, like you've said, like how body image, it's not about like having the perfect body and all that kind of stuff, but like general fitness in terms of like
endurance and so on.
Or just like going out for a walk. A lot of people say like greenery is supposed to be good and stuff like that.
So I do enjoy going to the gym, and like it's more for the mental health, like really helps your mind. It gives off those like feel good hormones, endorphins.
Yeah.
So I try to go for a walk each day, but that doesn't always happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Walking is a big thing, to be honest. I use walking a lot because it's just long being trapped inside. So I do actually like turn on my Fitbit when I go for these walks.
Yeah.
But so just before this, obviously I don't have time for a 30-minute one. So I just did a quick 20-minute one, came back. But yeah, like I think walking is like underrated by a lot of people. I guess a lot of people are just used to taking cars, public transport, and all that stuff around. Whereas like, you know, sometimes going for a walk is nice. Yeah. Even if it's not in greenery, like just take a walk down the road, maybe go to your local shop, come back. Maybe you want to do it longer.
So I try to walk to work each day because luckily it's only about 20 minutes away. And now that it's getting warmer, I'm able to go for walks to work. Whereas before, during the lockdown, because my brother, he was at home doing online teaching, so he would drop me to work in the morning and he would come and collect me. But now he's back at work, so I have to walk myself. I have to wake up extra early.
Yeah.
Yeah, teaching runs a lot in our family. So I'm a teacher, my brother's a teacher, and my mum's a teacher.
Oh, also, I think I knew. Well, we knew Aki was a teacher, obviously.
Yeah.
I feel like he might have mentioned his mum was a teacher
Yeah.
in his podcast. Is that a reason why you got involved in teaching as well?
Yeah, so I did my NVQ level 2 childcare, and then it was all because I was inspired by my mum, and I knew that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to go to university because I knew that wasn't for me. So doing the apprenticeship really helped to get like a job, and then getting a new job in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah. And a teaching job as well. You said there how you felt you knew university wasn't for you. What made you realize that? Why did you feel that way? Because I feel that's the thing that a lot of people they don't know, basically.
Because I wasn't the most academic person in school. I was more hands-on. I preferred the more practical side of things. So going to university wouldn't have been an easy thing for me. So doing an apprenticeship was a lot more easier because I could do my job and learn whilst on the job. So like you're learning so much from the staff members, whereas at university I would have struggled with it.
Yeah, I think at university you're kind of left on your own to try and like figure it out, I feel. Whereas, maybe apprenticeship, there are definitely like, I know, people who can like guide you.
Yeah.
And you can like look up to.
Yeah.
Like mentors kind of thing.
And nowadays, apprenticeships are becoming more popular now. Whereas before, it always used to be the traditional route of doing A-levels, going to university. And sometimes you don't get to see the practical job when you're at university. Whereas doing the apprenticeship, it gives you the experience of working.
Yeah, definitely. So then what like kind of time frame are we looking at when you started like the process to become a teacher?
So around 2014, 2015.
2014, 15. So what's the first thing you had to do? So this is 2014, 15, you were GCSEs?
Yeah, so GCSEs I did in 2013.
Okay.
Then I did my level 2 childcare at college. So it's more, it was just that which I was doing, not any other courses. And then after I decided to do my level 3 as an apprenticeship because I preferred the more practical side of going to a placement, working with the children.
So when you say childcare, what does that mean?
So looking after young children from 0 to 5 years old and helping them with anything from personal care to making fun activities. There are still coursework for that, but it's also more, you also have to go to placement twice a week.
Okay, so you had to actually go into, what was it, kind of like a nursery or play school or something?
Yeah, so into a nursery.
Yeah.
And then you would be observed by your tutor, and then you would get like a pass or merit.
Okay, so like somebody's kind of watching you as you're kind of like interacting with the children.
Yeah.
How did you find that? Because I've been on, before I went to university for like my final couple of years at secondary school, I was a tutor.
Oh, okay.
Like in, like I was teaching like kind of kids from age, I don't know what age, 4 to 18, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then there was a couple of years during university where I was looking for a job.
Yeah.
And I went to apply at, what's the big tutoring company in England called?
Kumon?
Yeah, Kumon.
No, it's a branch. Like you go in. Oh, what's it called? Wait. Anyway, it doesn't matter. There's this tutoring company, and like I got an interview there, and a part of the interview was they put me like during one of their like sessions.
Yeah.
And they like watched me and how I like was with the kids, and I just found that incredibly awkward. Like somebody basically watching me around the kids. Like I didn't know if I had to be like kind of really like energetic or like a really or like kind of just play it cool or try and be like their friend or something like that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't get the job, so obviously I didn't do a good job at it. But how was that for you?
So at first it was a bit intimidating and awkward, but as I got used to it, I just became comfortable with it because I just pretended they are not there and just get on with whatever I needed to do.
So you got through. I assume you got through that interview.
Yeah.
Well, not interview, but you got those qualifications and stuff like that. So are you now working at a nursery
Yeah,
or like a
so
school or something?
I work in a day nursery, so it's open 8 till 6. And it's a long day working with
8
children.
till 6?
Yeah.
Is that how long nurseries are? Or is that because parents might be working 8 till 6? So
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely see like the tutors put up at around 8 o'clock anyways when I'm on my walk, so just before.
Especially with young children, with babies. Like some nurseries, they're only open from 9 till 3 or like 8:30 till 3:30. Ours is
Yeah.
a day nursery, so we're open 8 till 6 all year round. So no Easter holidays for me.
Oh, so you don't even get the school holidays, summer holidays, Easter holidays, Christmas.
Yeah, so they get the holidays. So, but in a way, it's nice because I get to book holidays during the term time.
Right.
So when things get back to normal, I would decide to book a holiday during the term time as it's a lot more cheaper.
Yeah, that is true. What does like an average day in the nursery kind of look like for you?
I have to get there for about 7:45. The children start arriving around 8 o'clock. We give them breakfast if they need it, and then up until 9 o'clock is just like free play, then group time, and then we go into the garden if it's nice weather, do physical activities with them, and then some sort of creative activity, snack time, lunch. It's a long day.
Yeah, I can imagine. Can you remember when you were in nursery?
No. I can't.
Well, I can remember a couple of times when I was getting dropped off there and I didn't want to go in, so I was just like, like when you're like just holding on for dear life, don't put
Yeah.
me in there. I can remember that in my head, and now I feel so embarrassed that the teacher thought I was a right dickhead. So I just remember that clearly. I remember like the teacher's name that was there as well. I was like, what do I do now? Like if that person ever knew it was me, like how do I even? But what do you even say? Because their only memory of me was me not wanting to go into school.
Have you had any children like Hamish, like just problems, like problem children?
Well, I wasn't a bad student. I just didn't want to go to school. There's a difference.
No, luckily.
I know
all
you
the
can't say
chil-
names or anything.
Yeah.
So.
Luckily, all the children in my nursery, they are all really good and they're all like well behaved. But obviously, children are children. They do have days where they can be naughty.
Yeah.
In my nursery, we can take them from, I think, around 6 months old up until the age of 5.
6 months?
What happened to paternity leave?
But I think the youngest at our nursery is like just turned 1 in November. So it's like being 23, it feels so odd that like I'm looking after young children.
Wait, when did you get like potty trained and stuff like that? What age is that?
After that, you're still wearing a nappy at that age.
So do you have to be like trained in how to like change a nappy and stuff?
Yeah. So it's all practice for when Akil has children.
No pressure, Akil.
Do you tell, like you've mentioned there how like you have children are still children, they'll be naughty some days. Do you have to like, have you ever had to like tell them off, like shout at them?
Yes, there have been times where I've had to tell them off because some children can be quite stubborn.
Yeah, fair enough. I won't argue that. What's like the worst thing that you've seen like one of the kids do?
I think so. During my placement, there used to be so this was in around 2014, there used to be a child who used to keep biting other children.
Louis Suarez.
Biting other children.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember I bit a kid once.
What?
No, I bit like, it was a guy, I remember I was in like reception or year 1, and there was a guy who was like in year 6. He was a lot older, and I was tiny, yeah. I was like, people might have thought I was like some sort of science experiment. That's how like small I was, yeah. So then I just got like picked up a lot, you know, like
Picked
people
up?
like, yeah, as in like a year 6 kid might just like pick me up, you know what I mean? As in like, oh my god, you're so small. And I remember he did, and then I remember like biting him to like fucking let go of me. Do you know what I mean? I remember coming home and like getting told off by my parents, like, can't bite someone.
Like, Aaron's on violent since young.
Mate, I was Larry. I was such a Larry. But look, I was getting like lifted. I was like basically being bullied.
Getting picked up and not even picked on.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, not in nursery though. I think I remember like getting in trouble for nicking some stuff in nursery, maybe, or like play school. That's all past me. All past me now.
I was gonna say, like, what is the funniest thing they've asked you? I don't know if they're able to like put together sentences yet, but
The funniest thing they've asked me are like so many different questions about. Someone asked me, why do you look so old? And then another person called me grandma instead of my name.
Oh,
Being called mum is okay, but being called grandma.
yeah, that's another level.
no, there was a time, I don't know if it was a GCSEs or my Gujarati lesson or like year 7 to 9.
I think you've said
what
this
happened-
before, yeah.
Yeah, because the only time I speak Gujarati would be at home. So if I'm referring to usually an elderly lady, which is most likely be, you know, my mom. So like, I accidentally called her. Oh, bro, I can't imagine. I called the Gujarati teacher, mom in Gujarati, and I was like, oh, I can't be asked. This is the end of me.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I think everyone must have like accidentally just called like a teacher mum or something. Maybe you haven't, Meera. I don't know.
I have quite a few times.
Yeah,
But that was when I was primary school aged, not secondary school.
Yeah. Same with me. I was in primary school. Hamish is in like 16 years old. What?
No, but the thing is, like, it may have been 16 to be honest. But the thing is, you know what the trigger is? It's because, I literally don't speak the language apart from at home. So if I'm speaking it, then it's naturally going to come off like, I don't think like, oh, mate, that moment haunts me till the day. Because the thing is, she's also a friend of my mom. So like,
Is she? Oh wow.
I don't know if she ever told her that, but I was like, I cannot be asked. I cannot go to this class anymore. It's just one of those moments.
Yeah, to be fair, when I was in primary school, and I did call like a teacher mum because my mum worked there as well. I was pretty sure like, yeah, she's probably just gone back to the staff room and just told my mum that I called her mum or something.
Yeah, so luckily our mum never used to work in our primary school. Or otherwise, I think anything we had done would be taught to her.
Yeah. I definitely. Oh, I remember. I'm gonna come across as like such like a bad kid. I was like a really good kid, but like
I just so funny to know that I'm learning today.
I remember the first time I got into trouble at school, and this was like proper trouble. It was like, well, no, not even proper trouble, but like it was year 4, and I think I've said this on the podcast before actually. And we kicked over like one of the footballs, like that was like given to our year because we only got one football per year. And we kicked it over one of the fences, so we didn't have a football. So we thought like, okay, what are we gonna do now? So we started playing football with a stone. And then for some reason, like they just hated that. They were like, we got in trouble for it. And I remember the teacher calling out everyone who played football with a stone. And my mum was in the room because she was a teaching assistant in year 4 at the same time. And then when she called out my name, I got up and then everyone was just like, ooh, and like started looking at my mum because like They wanted to see if my mum was angry. And then I had to like go outside and like put my head, everyone had to like put their heads against the locker. And it was just like, and then the head teacher came up and like, I remember her like saying my name as well, like, because it was a shock. It was like, Aaron Conway? Like, what are you doing in trouble? Do you know what I mean? I was like, oh, leave it out, yeah? I didn't mean it. Well, I did mean it, but like, it's not that deep, you know? But yeah. So this current teaching role that you've got in the nursery, is that the one you got in the middle of the pandemic?
Yeah. So up until, I think, October, I wasn't working because of lockdown. And then October, I thought, you know what, let me look for a new job. And I applied for nursery thinking I probably won't get this job. And because it's in the middle of a time where it's all like uncertain. But luckily, I got an interview, really informal interview, nice and relaxed. And then they gave me the job.
Yeah, wicked. That's really good because it's quite I know it's tough to probably get a job during lockdown.
Yeah, especially because many people were made redundant. So for me to get a job in the pandemic was really good.
When you were applying for it, were nurseries open at the time?
Yeah, so nurseries have been open since the first lockdown.
Oh, they've always been open?
They've been mostly open, yeah.
Okay.
So, because parents, they always need childcare support.
Yeah.
And if we weren't open, children would be sent to their grandparents.
Or they'll be just running in during calls all the time.
Yeah.
Which is quite funny. It does help, I'm not gonna lie. It does help like lighten the mood.
Yeah. But we've been open throughout the second and third pandemic and second and third lockdown. And then it's been
second and third pandemic.
Well, it feels
like that. Feels like
that.
Yeah, that is true.
Yes, because it feels like it's gone on for more than a year.
It has.
Now it has.
Okay, now it has. Yeah. In terms of lockdown, yeah. You can see what it's done to us.
But there is it does look somewhat good at the moment. And did either of you have plans? So for those listening, we're recording this on the 10th of April. So in 2 days' time,
restaurants open.
Yeah, restaurants, hairdressers, gyms, outdoor like beer gardens and stuff like that are supposed to be opening. Either of you have any plans?
Yeah, so the first thing I need to do is get a haircut. Because
yeah, I think that's all of us.
Yeah, I feel that.
Mine's got so long. Every few minutes, like every few days, I have to get it cut because it grows back so quickly.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't trust Akil to cut my own hair.
I'd back out Akil to cut my hair.
I think because he's a man, so
yeah.
I think you guys cut your hair differently.
Yeah. Well, Hamish might cut yours more similar to yours. Might cut his more similar to yours now.
Are you thinking of growing your hair out longer?
No. It wasn't meant to get to this long. So I've been running a slick back style for like probably near 2 years or something now.
Wow.
And or maybe wait 1 sec. Let me just calculate without the pandemic. 1 sec. It's 2021. It's somewhere over 2 years. Wait,
wow.
Aaron, when were you in San Francisco?
That was like 2 years ago.
Okay. Then it's roughly 2 years or something like that, right? But right now I haven't had a haircut since September, and my hair is gone to my neck, and this is like outrageous because I don't know how anyone maintains long hair like neck onwards, yeah, like that length, because it is such a hassle.
Yeah,
and I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered for that level of maintenance.
It is
especially
hard
when
work.
the sides are becoming just as long. Yeah.
Yes, it is a lot of hard work maintaining long hair.
Yeah, for sure.
I was gonna say I don't actually have many plans at all yet. I think the only plan is to be. Wait, I think 1 second. Where is the date? 10th. Okay, so like in 7 days we're meant to be at a park or something.
Yeah, like a little.
I think that's the only plan that's there. Actually, after this, I am meeting up with friends outside for a couple of hours, but there's not really any proper plans yet. I've actually declined a few plans to go into Central London because I don't feel comfortable going into a place with that many people.
Yeah.
And this is probably all because we've spent so long. I remember the last time I even went anywhere close to that many people, my heart started racing, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I don't need this in my life. I'm not going into Central unless it's absolutely needed.
You got to do like what you feel comfortable with.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I'm gonna have to accept it sooner or later. Anyways, I'm gonna have to get back used to being in that big, that many people.
Yeah.
I think it's just the hygiene aspect that I just don't like around big groups of people or something.
Do you think it's helped? Not helped, but do you think it's what's the opposite of helped?
Worsened.
Unhelped? Worsened?
I don't want to say unhinged, but
I
I don't think that's the right word.
Yeah. Do you think it's? I guess we go worsened. Do you think it's the pandemic has worsened your like social skills, or do you think maybe like being not around people so much that when you do go back to being around people, you'll be like so excited and be like even more social maybe?
I think before I would always used to say no to going to any social event, whereas now I think I'll make sure to say yes, because not having any socialization for nearly a year has made me realize how important it is to like say yes and just to go out.
Yeah, I think I'm in a similar boat, to be honest. Hamish?
Yeah, I'm sort of like, I just want to go to the concerts, which is the first thing. I feel like even though that's a big number of people, I feel like that's probably going to help ease everything in whenever we get vaccinated. But I know there's a delay with under 30 vaccinations due to potential AstraZeneca blood things. At this time, it's not really certain. There's not really.
Have you guys got your vaccine?
No.
No. Have you?
I've got my first vaccine, but still waiting on the second one.
Yeah. When are you supposed to have the second? Do you know?
No, I'm not sure. Whenever.
Yeah. When did you have the first one?
I think it was in start of February, because I work in, although I'm a teacher, nursery workers, we come under the social care, which is how I got my first vaccine.
Yeah. You should be getting it pretty soon then, I think.
I hope so.
Yeah, it's meant to be up to 12 weeks after, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the environment we work in, children cannot social distance. Like, young children cannot social distance. Maybe the older children, but young children, 0 to 5, they cannot social distance.
Could you imagine them having to go on a train after? Like, imagine like them growing up here, like right now in a place where they have to be 2 meters apart, and then they have to get into the TFL.
Yeah.
And in peak hours, personal space must be like.
Do you know what? I can't wait to tell my children about the COVID pandemic. I'm just thinking it would just be a cool story to tell, do you know?
Yeah, I can't wait to say how hard life was during the pandemic.
Like, obviously, like, the thousands and thousands and millions of deaths isn't cool, but it's like it's quite in the grand, it's like a historic kind of thing we've been through.
Yeah.
Would you say this has been like World War III? Because like we've been fighting COVID for like a good year or so, and world wars last usually a good amount of years.
The world wars lasted longer though, didn't they?
Yeah, but at the current rate we're going anyways.
I don't know. It's hard to say when you didn't experience World War I and World War II. So I don't want to say it was, and then people like who did experience it are like, "What do you mean? This was nothing compared to it."
Bro, if you think someone over age 70 is listening to this, or over age 90 is yeah, and our target audience definitely.
I feel like on our dashboard we've had like. Wait, I'm looking at the statistics.
That's probably someone's
1% is 60 plus.
Wow.
So who knows? Who knows?
What's your the age range which normally listen to your podcast?
So most, do you want to guess?
Where are you looking at this? Anchor?
Hamish, you don't look. You can guess as well, see if you get it right.
I think between 20s and 30s.
You haven't given us the age range, like you haven't given a max year.
Oh, do I have to give a range of 4 years? Like a range between,
Between age 20 to 24, I think.
Hamish?
20. Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, but I'll make it different just because I don't want to clash answers. I'm just going to say 18 to 22. No, wait. Sorry, wait. What age are we? We're 24. So plus 2 minus 2. 22 to 26. I don't know if that's a valid range. But I think she's right.
22 to 26 is close. So it's 23 to 27 is where 64% of our listeners are.
I come into that percent.
Yeah. And then the next one, next highest is actually joint highest, the two either side of it. So 18 to 22 is 16% and 28 to 34 is 16%. And then all the others are 1%.
So normally when I go on my walk, I tend to listen to a podcast. So I normally do listen to, because they're so interesting. It's not like to do with one topic.
You actually do? I said that as a joke, but
I actually do, because it's not to do with the same topic each week. So I like how it's different.
Yeah. Are there any, apart from Akils, are there any people that are, can you remember any people that are your favourites?
Yeah. Niam and Shami.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
playing the safe answers there.
Aaron was trying to stir drama. He was there, chucked his fishing line.
I would say Shaylee, but I haven't heard Shaylee's podcast yet.
We're recording it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Coming out next week.
Yeah, you could just say Shaylee's as well. Yeah, wicked. We got a debate question as well, like in our plan. Yeah. And it's, does social media have a good or bad effect on young people? What's your first like reaction to that?
So
what's your first response?
My reaction to it is it has both, just like everything, it has both a positive and negative effect. Like, affect people positively because it inspires people. Like seeing other people, for example, seeing people doing cooking, it inspires other people to take it up. Whereas the negative side, people are told like, you have to have a filter, you have to look good. And in this type of world, we can't ban young people from social media. I think we should be educating them on how to use social media and to learn that not everything is real online.
Yeah, a good thing I like to do is follow positive quotes page such as your one. And
thanks.
Read every single quote every day.
Thank you.
So if you don't already do that, everyone, make sure you follow the page.
Thank you.
How old do you think, you mentioned they're like teaching kids like how to use social media and maybe like kind of, I don't know, distinguishing, telling the difference between stuff that's like real and not real and what's good and not good. How young do you think people, like kids, because kids, I guess these days, we kind of grew up as social media was, you know, growing up as well.
Yeah.
So like it really started as we were growing up, but like kids now, social media's there. It's there right now when they're like 4 years old. So I guess there's like 4, 5, 6 year olds on social media.
Yeah.
What age do you think like they should be kind of learning that stuff?
Teens at earliest.
Yeah, I think
teens at earliest.
Yes.
So like 13 is teen, right?
So like even
I think, and like year 6 they should start learning it, because when they get to high school, they'll all start making accounts, and especially in the first term, they all want to become like fit into their friend group, so they decide to make accounts, and sometimes they might do it without their parents knowing.
Yeah.
I was walking past a primary school like a few weeks ago, so you know how they line up? They line up outside, so because my walking path is outside of primary school. Basically, there was a kid there that had a phone, and I'm pretty sure this phone looked way bigger than the hand, so presumably it's like quite a up-to-date phone or something.
Yeah.
And I was thinking like, I don't know what age they were, so they were maximum in year 6, so that's like maximum age 11. I'm like, they had a phone. I'm like, a touchscreen phone. I'm like, yo, if I was allowed to walk with a phone to school.
Yeah, but a touchscreen phone is like the basic phone now.
Yeah, I know, but that you have to understand how mad that is now, like as well.
Yeah.
Like under age 11, you have a phone and you're going to school. That could have potential, like social media.
Yeah.
Age 11.
Bro, you're still in primary school.
If my kid was going to school on their own, I'd want them to have a phone.
What about just like a basic phone?
Like a Nokia, yeah.
Yeah.
But can you even buy a Nokia now?
Yeah, you can.
But like, is it cheaper than like a shitty touchscreen phone?
Yeah.
You can probably buy like a shitty OnePlus for like 30 quid.
It doesn't have any internet on there.
all they need to do have functionality wise, if they were for some reason at that age going to school by themselves, is just cool. That's
What about
it.
like a
Pick up
map?
the phone.
Like
Map to
Google
go where?
Maps. What if they're lost?
If they're going from my house to the school, I assume it's not that far. They must be opposite the road for me to even allow such a thing.
But then, wouldn't they be walking with someone?
Exactly. Like, surely you're going to drop them off.
Hopefully.
I thought in the primary school, it's unheard of, at least to me, that you walk without your parents.
Or if you walk
There were definitely kids in my primary school that got like the bus to school.
If you walk without your parent, you're probably walking with your friend, and I'm sure one of them would know how to get home.
Yeah, but this is all should be. I'm trying not to compare it too much to when we're young, because I think like, yeah, I didn't start going out till I was in secondary school, like with friends and all that. But I feel like kids these days are going out in primary school, like with their kids. I don't know. And like if they are going out with their friends, I would want them to have a phone that can like, I want them to have a phone. And I feel like when we are parents, the like most basic of basic phones will have internet.
Yeah, sadly.
Like it just will do.
If I had children, I don't think I would want them to have a phone until they start secondary school.
I think ideally, yeah. I think that would be right now. That's what I'd say as well.
I wouldn't mind them using such a device at home, like a tablet or something, if they needed to. But you have to understand, because it's also like, I'm pretty sure like someone was raising a case to get banned recently at schools because people were just literally on their phones during classes or something. I'm pretty sure I read something literally the other day about it.
As in, we weren't allowed phones in schools, but people still, like it was banned in our school, but people still like had them. Yeah, I think I'm the same as you, Meera, in a sense like a lot of these, I feel like so many questions, the answer is it depends. Like it depends on a lot of things. Social media can be good for, as you said, inspiration and stuff like that. But then also bad if like you're not really educated with a lot of the stuff that's on there and kind of take things maybe to heart a lot, and you kind of see these people that are like posing as perfect and you're kind of judging yourself or comparing yourself to them.
Yeah, or like say if you see that you have less likes than someone else, then
yeah.
So like I think overall I think social media does have a bad effect.
I was gonna say, I think if there's also a proper way in the future for you to have like, I don't know what the current parental measures are on like these kind of apps, but in the future ideally you'd want like there'd have to be a better version of parental control.
Yeah,
if
of
that
course.
makes sense for these apps, because right now I think it's just like block 18 plus, but maybe it should be like your parents could log in from their account and see what you've been up to. Maybe not like everything, but like what you've been roughly up to, if that content is maybe something that you should consider like blocking off for. Because if they're gonna have a phone from that young, that's just mad. It's tough to imagine right now, especially as we've grown up with it, but we know that that's the reality of the future that we're gonna continue to be in.
Yeah, I feel like my kid's gonna be techie though, you know. Like if I put parental controls on it, they're just gonna like find a way to like just take it off, you know.
I feel like I would want to put so much parental control over everything, because so I think maybe that's because of my past experience of when I first became depressed, before that I was cyberbullied. That has like a massive effect on how I think of social media.
Yeah, I can imagine like, that if you're cyberbullied at a really young age, that would be, make a massive impact.
So like, if I had any children, I would make sure that I would want to see everything that they are doing online.
Yeah, that's understandable. You don't have to intervene, but I can understand what you mean by seeing everything. Like, you don't have to ask them about you don't have to micromanage them, but I can see what you mean. Like, that's what I mean. Like, in future parental control, would it mean that you can like see like every post, every message that they get? Like, if someone else made a profile that's supposedly about them or something, like trying to attack them, like, online or something. But who knows what that will be.
But then isn't there like an app where you can look at other people's phone or something?
Probably.
It probably is.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know. I love that. So I don't know what I'd do to my kids, because I do like the idea of just letting them like, I don't want to be too strict. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't want to block everything for them.
Yeah.
Or like block a lot of things. I'd want them to like feel like they can have the freedom to like do what they want. But it is finding that balance between like what you think's like right for them and safe for them to do.
Of course.
Yeah. Was there anything else either of you wanted to talk about?
Is there any advice you'd give to others that may be experiencing similar struggles or so?
So,
Like, is there any specific pages that they could reach out to if they feel that they can't reach out at home or something?
my advice would be, if they are under 18, reach out to like Childline. They have like a online messenger type of thing where you can send a message to one of the Childline supporters, and then they'll message you back. And then if you're over 18, go to your doctors and get help from people around you.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good message to round off the episode.
Yeah, we can move to closing off the episode. So we have it usually split into a few sections. The first is going to be for the final questions. So we have 2 different questions we ask every guest, and then the third common one. So the first one is, what is one piece of advice to younger you?
One piece of advice to a younger me would be not to listen to any judgment that other people make about me, because only I'm the one who knows me the most. No one else does. So anyone else's thought doesn't affect me.
Second one. This is an interesting one, because this is one I don't think a lot of people have chosen.
Yeah.
And that's what's been your biggest regret?
My biggest regret in life has been worrying about what people would think of me, because I spend too much time worrying about what people would think of me and then not going to like the social events.
But now lockdown's lifting, you'll have loads of stuff to do,
Of course.
Lots of stuff to say yes to.
And that probably leads to you maybe having some more potential future memorable third wheeling experiences. So the third and final question is, what has been your most memorable third wheeling experience?
So I think my most memorable one was, I think this must have been 2016. This was just before Akil and Shelly were going out. I had come to the Hindu sock ball in, I think, around December.
At Warwick?
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah, at Warwick.
I might have been there. Yeah, I might have been there.
Although Akil and Shelly weren't going out at that time, it felt like I was third wheeling, because it was just us three at one point in the house.
Yeah.
It would, in their flat, it was just us three at one point. So it felt at that time they weren't going out, but as soon as I came home, I told my mum, I think they're going out, or they are about to go out.
No, that's jokes. I'm gonna have to like look back at photos of that night and see if we're actually in any. But yeah, cool. Call out. So next bit is, you can nominate someone or many people to come on a podcast. Anyone in mind?
Yeah. So I would like to nominate Sanj Gohil. So he's my cousin, and so on his Instagram it's just Sanj Gohil.
Oh, is he? Is he the one who does Shoutouts with Akil?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. We'll tag him when we release your episode.
And the final bit is a shout out. So basically, you can plug whatever you'd like at the end of this episode now. So, yeah, what would you like to shout out?
Go follow my positive quotes page.
Link in the description.
For positivity to start your day and to help you through any tough times.
Oh, do you upload it at a specific time in the morning, like 7 a.m. or something?
Sometimes I try to upload it mainly in the morning, but because of getting up, going to work, sometimes it happens at any time of the day. But somewhere in the country, somewhere in the world, it's morning. So,
have you had anyone like message you, kind of being like, hey, this has helped?
Yes, like I've had quite a few people message me.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. That's wicked.
Because when I first started my page, even now, the aim is not to get so many followers. My aim is, if at least my quote helps at least one person, that will make my day.
Yeah.
That's nice. My shout out's quite short, so my shout out's to a song by Chunks and Dino called Lingo. Go check out if you haven't already. Absolute banger. Aaron, you?
Yeah, my shout is going to be, I don't know if you actually know of this, Meera, or like heard it on like a we shout out on previous episodes, but our first ever guest, Yash, wrote a book. He has gone through depression as well, and he wrote a book called Dear Depression.
Oh.
Letters of hope and comfort when feeling alone. And yeah, it's like a collection of letters that he's written to like a younger him, kind of about his experiences and kind of like advice. It's a Kindle only, so it's not like you buy a book and it like arrives or anything. But if you've got like an iPad or a phone, you can download the Kindle app and
on desktop, I think you can just watch it, look at it in Chrome.
Oh, you can look at it on your computer as well. Okay, cool.
That's how I was doing it.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to do that because it sounds really interesting.
Yeah, and it all goes to, the money goes to charity as well. All the money from it. So yeah, link to that will be in the description too. And yeah, awesome. Thanks a lot, Meera, for coming on and sharing all that stuff with us.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it.
No, it's been a pleasure.
All right, cool. All right, so yeah, on that note, thanks everyone for listening. Make sure you check out the shout outs and yeah, have a good day. See you in a bit. Bye.
Bye.